There's no like cheap grocery store near.
Ours are still white, which really bothers me.
Welcome, folks. Welcome back to the Chronicles of Romea Oakhart. This is Chapter 6, The Falcon and the Snake. We are back for basically like a double feature because we played last week, and we are back this week because this is the first game where our players... Oh, my camera's missing. Or where our players are...
I thought that was intentional.
It wasn't. Our players are going to Oakhart, their hometown. So for one, to visit their dying father, and to just get their own affairs in order, because it has been many a year since all of them been together and been back in the city. So they have been on a 3-month voyage that's been filled with hierophant liches and sea monsters and forge gods and heresy, all types of stuff. But before we jump into it, since we're at this is what, 6th or 7th episode in, we're just going to redo the introductions just to give everyone an idea who's who. So I'm just going to go down the list. The first person that is going to be Ian, who is the non-labeled person here, because I am still waiting for the commission for the 6-person lair.
Hell
We'll
yeah.
get you in there.
Awesome. Well, hi. My name is Ian. I play Sylvia Shaw, possibly the youngest sister, or I mean, only sister 1, possibly the youngest 2, but I'm actually not sure about that. But everyone's favorite little sister. She's an artificer, specifically of the what the hell? The arcade, the ones that make shit explode. The artillerists. There we go. So he's an artillerist, and I'm also using the combat wheelchair version 2 add-on, as she is really unable to walk. So she's inventive, she's inquisitive. She has a pretty good she's got a pretty good history of not pissing off her brothers and people around her so far, but yeah, she's here, she's along for the ride, and she's so glad to be off of that motherfucking island. And I'm gonna pass it down to whoever's going next.
That would be Bjarka.
Hey everybody, I'm Atomic Walrus. I am playing Bjarka Mirik, a level 6 Fire Ganassi Cavalier Fighter. I am the oldest of 2 twins. I have a younger brother, Respa, that likes to get in a lot of trouble, and I usually like to clean up after his messes. I was in the military for a decent period of time, and I'm out, and I have my horse with me, Firebrand. Pass.
All right, next would be Calder.
Hey, I'm the Dice Dome, and I'm playing Calder. He's a Rune Knight, a High Elf Rune Knight, and one of the older of the brothers, because I think me and Quaylith are the only elves, so we're the older of the pack, coming back home to reunite with the family.
Awesome. And next, that will be Spray.
Hi, I'm Toasty, and I play Spray, who is a warlock of the Fathomless, who was somewhat pseudo-raised by his patron, and tends to function as the runt or rat of the group, Respa's partner in crime.
Awesome. Quaylith.
My name is Kevin, playing Quaylith and Damascene. He's a Shatterkai paladin, Oath of Vengeance paladin. Technically the oldest one of the ragtag group of siblings here. He born of two elf nobility, but then got himself basically killed and was raised back as a Shatterkai by the Raven Queen, and met back up with his siblings and killed a sea serpent, and here we are.
It was hot.
It
All
was
right,
great.
and last but certainly not least, Respa.
I'm Drunken Bunny. I'm playing Respa Merrick, the older of the twin brothers between Respa and Biarka. And I am a Asimir Divine Soul Sorcerer, so get to do a lot of fun, predominantly fire-based magic for, fun reasons. Exceedingly happy to be off that island. Don't care there was a fire temple. I'm never going back. Yeah, I'm ready to hit civilization of any kind. Fucking hit it.
Awesome. So yeah, as I was saying before, you guys had been on the move for about 3 months. It's probably a little bit longer because the normal journey was supposed to take 3 months, but it ended up being longer because you got your cheek clap. Well, the ship itself, not you. The ship itself got its cheeks clapped by the sea monster. So we're about a day outside of Oakhart. So we've already entered the realm of Ramea, and we've passed Tre Shiar. To be clear, I actually put this up to make it a little bit more sense for everybody. I do not know why. Why is it so dark? Anyway, all right. So Oakhart is about here at the moment. You all are around here. So do you have any
That screen is
preparations you want?
totally black for me, Joe.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I know why.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's working on stream, which is nice.
Oh, is it?
Is it safe to say that we've had a long rest since
Oh,
last
yeah.
week?
Yes.
Excellent.
Amazing.
Okay. Now it should be good for you guys.
Yeah, there we go.
So as I was saying, you guys are around here. Just past the actual island Ramea, and you're heading north to Oakhart, which is up here. So is there any preparations you guys want to make before you get into town? I know some of you may or may not have criminal pass. Some of you may or may not want the attention of arriving because you have either a good or a bad reputation. So is there anything you want to do before you actually make port?
I would probably switch around a few of my my infusions. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to be doing. Realistically, probably dropping the sending stones one. Yeah, actually, no. I guess shit. I guess I can't really do that till I get a ring. So nope, never mind. I'm good. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyone else?
And do I recall if there is what the military presence was for any contacts I would have in Oakhart?
The military presence is extremely large in Oakhart. It's the main port for the Armada, and it's also where the shipwright is.
Okay, so primarily Navy and less cavalry.
Correct.
Okay, is there a cavalry outpost in Oakhart or no?
There is. It's just probably not as big as you're used to.
Small.
Yeah,
That's fine. And then while you're narrating stuff, if you know any who a contact name, if I would know who the contact name in Oakhart, you can just let me know.
For the actual the horsemen, or for the like the leader of the part of the military in here.
I'd like the leader of the military in this area, and whoever would be in charge of the cavalry outpost would be nice.
Okay. Uno momento.
You're fine. It was an incredibly specific question.
As
No,
the
I
as
have
the
it.
boat would be pulling up, Respa's just gonna give myself a little cast of mage armor, be on the safe side.
You're coming into the port with mage armor?
Oh yeah, I'm not trusting anything. Not after this Kraken bullshit.
The only other thing I would be doing is getting the transportation method that was used for Firebrand with that crystal like pseudo encased in carbonite being taken down, so I can get him out and get his legs stretching.
Okay. So the two people you were asking about, Atomic, the leader of the military presence here, that would actually be the Admiral Arturo Nicholas. He is in command of the military assets in this port and of the shipwright and of all training, because this is where they train the Navy as well. Now, for the horsemen, those would fall under the House Oakhart themselves, and the leader of that would be, or at least the person in command of that would be Domingo Oakhart, because he uses horsemen kind of as his guard as he go through the city.
Okay, and I would have interacted with Domingo in the past, clearly, right?
Yes, and you've also been interacting with his son Tristan.
Sweet. He'll be glad that we brought him back then.
I'm sure.
Are there? I would just like to throw this out as who does Spray probably owe a debt to?
I've been working on that list. I had to get a new book.
Who,
Oh,
who doesn't spray
Oakhart.exe.
No.
A debt to? I don't know. I mean, you tell me. I wouldn't. Off the top, I don't. I mean, do you mean who would be angry at you, or who do you actually owe something to?
It would definitely be more of an angry thing given his stowaway and run from problem tendencies.
Well, I mean, the admiral probably wouldn't like you because if you're a stowaway and a runaway, I mean, those are two things that are generally frowned upon in a navy.
Yeah, no, don't worry. His naval reputation's fairly tarnished, but he's got the captain. Hopefully.
Yeah, you help save him. That's good. We'll be fine.
Of course. He loves Spray.
Yeah, he loves you so much. To death.
Hmm.
All right. So as you're going in, just like you see on the front picture, the front of the city is dominated by a sculpture. At the bottom, it looks like a falcon's head, which flows back into wings, which a part of the city is resting on. There are more ships than I wouldn't say more ships than you count, but there are hundreds of ships in port. If you look hard enough, you can see some off to the west that are actually still being built. You can see many trading ships that have no military use that are coming in and out of port just to sell their wares or to buy things. Once you make it to the dock, however, you are more or less free to go. As people are leaving the ship, the captain and the first mate are kind of thanking people for their help and giving people their share for the actual voyage. When you guys get up to the gangplank, they kind of jump in front of you, and the captain says, "We really appreciate what you did. We're sorry if we come off as a little abrasive. When you're at sea for a long time, you get it. Sometimes it just gets difficult." When he says that, the first mate rolls her eyes, and she says, "I guess we'll see you around." And they get out of your way, and you're kind of free to enter the city itself.
I know just to remind, just because it was very long ago that this was declared. But Biarka was doing work for the ship for payment, um, for the voyage, because that was what he was. Because when you told us to like pick something to work on for our downtime,
Right.
that was that. So he was actually working for the ship to do that, to stay busy and keep his hands busy. So
Okay. So they will give you 30 gold pieces for your work on the ship,
wow.
considering you saved it.
I will lock
Better
eyes
than
with the
zero.
first mate as I walk off the ship. And
Why? Can you explain to me what's going through your character's head with this eye locking thing?
he started it with the raised eyebrow and the "we'll be seeing you." So
She didn't
just
start. She just
locking
said we'll be
eyes with
seeing
her.
you around.
With a look on her face.
Now, Kith.
Whether I'm just misinterpreting it or not is likely, but
Social cues aren't exactly your thing.
yeah,
You do brush your teeth with grave dirt. I mean,
yeah, it's abrasive. It really gets down in there, and
As Bjark is leaving, he receives his payment. He says to the captain, "You do, regardless of any tenuous relations we have, military to navy, you do run a tight ship." And I'll reach out to shake his hand before I leave.
he'll shake your hand. He says, "If you ever need another ship, look us up. If we're in port, we'll gladly take you out again."
I'll remember. And obviously take Firebrand with me. Goes without saying.
Yeah, Firebrand is very happy to be on land once again. Firebrand did not appreciate being frozen in crystal for the majority of his voyage.
No. Not at all.
Firebrand will remember this.
Oh, Firebrand reminds him multiple times by biting any part of your body that isn't covered in armor, like any part, anything that has like a little fabric, it's gonna nip at you.
Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't have a choice. Wasn't in the contract. I'm sorry. Just Raw talking to his horse.
All right, so you guys are off the ship. You're finally in Oakhart. What is the first thing you guys want to do? There are shops everywhere. There are seedy people looking everywhere. There are guards at the entrance.
I would like to go get a drink, a meal, and a room.
DM, approximately how off schedule were we? Because of that whole situation.
About about a week. Excuse me.
And from our note, from our like letter that we had received, it came across as dire, correctly? Like dying.
Yes, it came across as that he could see his end coming and he's on his way out. So he called you in response to that realization.
Yeah, Bjarka is just gonna head there because may have missed it. We were on schedule.
how far of a journey is it from here to the orphanage?
Well, the orphanage is higher in the city.
It's in the city.
Yes,
Okay.
it is in the city.
Okay.
So the orphanage is actually an old manor of a lord that went traitor. So after they executed him, they're using his manor as the orphanage.
That's fire.
Awesome.
So after we get out of the port, can you describe a little bit like the architecture of what the city layout is like?
Yeah, so the architecture itself is Greek. It's a lot of dome, a lot of marble columns. Most of the guards you're seeing have round shields and spears or round shields and swords. it's a very it's you see people playing lutes, you see people selling things in the street. Uh, a lot of the architecture is a textured design, blue. There's a lot of Falcon heraldry that you see around of the city. That being the fact that the symbol of the royal family is a falcon. So that's what. If you need more, let me know. But that's basically what you say.
We gotta hydrate in chat.
Oh,
Um,
I don't have. Well, I have alcohol, so we'll do that.
Rispa, do you have anything pressing, or are you coming with me to the orphanage?
As long as we can grab a drink on the way.
Make it quick with Calder. I'll wait for you.
I've heard they have to-go cups here.
Hmm.
You know
Thank you
what?
for establishing that canon.
A big gulp full of ale.
In the effort of making an amazing civilization, I will make to-go cups legal in Ramea because that just sounds
Need to
awesome.
go. Let's go.
Why do you think I installed a cup holder on my armrest?
Okay. So Calder, you said that you wanted a drink and you said you wanted to eat. So how much are you willing to pay to eat?
What do we got here? How much cash do we have? Let's go with like, dude, I'll go up to 10 gold.
Holy money bag. Let's go.
All right. So you can get roasted mutton and bitter cheese and a tanker of mead for
Sounds
11
good.
copper pieces.
11 copper.
Men. Done.
One for the house.
Yeah, get it for everyone. We'll just attach it to the back of Sylvia's chair. We'll be fine.
Oh wow.
Eat a buffet style.
Yeah.
All right. So
I don't think so.
I was just gonna say I will get some of that cheese and if they have any bread, and a to-go cup of mead, and I will pay a gold for.
well,
that.
they don't sell
They
it
keep the
individually, but they
change.
do. This is kind of like almost like a value meal type thing. They do have salted
Oh.
goose and hazelnut bread with a tankard of bitter for 8
Oh,
copper
that'll-
pieces.
Oh
Good
shit!
too.
That's actually sounds good.
That
I will
sounds
still pay
really
a gold.
good. Holy shit.
I will
Yeah,
I will
was like,
pay a gold for
hazelnut
that.
bread. I was about to ask. I was about to be a dick and ask you what kind of bread it was, and you just like sniped. It's like hazelnut bread. It's like, damn. Okay. Okay.
Sylvie's 100% getting that too. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna
Jargon's
look up
correct.
hazelnut bread later on because that actually sounds amazing.
you just made that up?
No, it,
Made this bougie ass bread.
The old BB. The bougie
Alright.
bread.
all right. Anyone else want to eat something? Because
Spray will refrain. He is small and likely does not want any barkeeps to recognize him.
Okay.
Respa would just grab mead to go.
Spray. You want to hang out with here with me, Spray?
I would appreciate that. If you'd
so again, like I said,
Sure.
Respa, it's more of like a value mail system. So you could get
Okay.
the roasted mutton and the bitter cheese in a tankard of mead, or the smoked pork and leek in a tankard of mead.
We'll go Gucci. We'll get
It,
the
like,
we'll get the big one.
it goes in,
The same one Calder got.
the camera
Okay.
pans into the restaurant with Respa arguing with the staff. Just take the food and throw it away.
All I want is this.
So everyone's pretty well fed. So everyone has their to-go cup. It's actually pretty amazing. So it is a normal tankard, but it has a small spell that if you turn it over, it won't spill out. The only time it'll actually come out is when your lips touch the tankard.
Fantastic.
So the artificer that invented this was going to call them sippy cups, but that was apparently copyrighted.
All
I
right,
was
so
Group party mugs.
party mug. Okay, so you guys make it. You guys walk through the town. Give me a perception check as you're walking.
$23.
Look at the eyes on Biarca.
Biarca, as you guys are walking, I'm assuming you guys are walking as a group after you got your food, like it's a Ren fair. You notice
Oh man.
that you're kind of getting the feeling that you're being watched as you're walking through the halls of the city.
Do I have that do I have an inkling of a feeling of like which direction, like behind and front, side,
All around you.
all around? I
You
guess
can't
Biarca-
put your finger on it, but part of you feels like you've seen the same 4 or 5 people here and there, more than one block.
I kind of nod towards Calder that had a higher perception check as well. Just kind of like, since we trained together earlier in childhood, we've like some like just use like some small like hand signs, just
We did
referencing
the,
that we're being watched.
The Lando to Luke during Jabba's like skiff thing, just the slow
No.
nod, just move into like position.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't get in trouble, I would play that. It's the nod.
It's the
I would like to
Is
bring
there
up
any-
because we
just-
can move between locations faster or get away. Spray has city secrets for Oakhart, so we can move between locations twice as quickly.
Let me just make an intelligence check for Biarca to see if he would like recognize that Spray would know something like that. One sec.
I more likely have the trait got lost in his own museum.
Oh yeah. So I got a 15. So Spray, I would kind of like point out, me also being very familiar with you and Respa getting in trouble in the city, would kind of like point out individuals to see if you personally recognized anyone.
Whoops, ignore that.
Subtly,
Should
of
I
course.
roll for that? Should I roll to see if I recognize anyone, Joe, or are we gonna let the perception check stand?
Yeah, go ahead and see or roll to see if you can recognize somebody. You can go.
Investigation.
Anyone who has a background of a less than legal nature may check to see if they recognize anyone.
Okay, should I check perception or investigation?
Or history.
Or history?
Maybe history. Yeah, that might be a better idea.
Okay.
Just for clarification, I do have the background urban bounty hunter. Is that probably close enough?
Were they bounty
Because
hunters?
Yes.
Well, I am good at finding people in cities specifically.
I got a 12.
What do you want? History?
Oh, we're
that's-
doing history?
That
Let's
won't
go.
be great.
I got a 5.
Oh,
I got a 5 too. Natural
Which-
1.
Jesus.
I have no memory of this place.
That is
Which
some
funny
good
'cause
ass
I have-
mead.
Because I have like a 4.
Perception.
That's like I'm skilled to a 4 in that.
you were really hungry.
It's fair. It's just blood sugar's real low.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And we told you couldn't go take a nap. You're a little
So
angry. You're
Quayleth-
focused.
Caleb,
how
you do
what-
recognize
it's like
one
Ant-Man.
person.
He gets big.
That's
Some orange slices.
yeah. So you do recognize one person, and their name is Alerica. When you recall that name, you immediately. Are you eating any food?
Probably, unless
so-
it's been more than 10 minutes.
Right. So if you're still eating food, you immediately stop and sniff it to see if it smells poison, because Alerica, she has a reputation for being very good with poison and getting into places that otherwise couldn't get there. So she's part of a criminal organization that basically runs the underbelly of Oakhart called the Asps, and that's why you see a lot of like snake graffiti when you go through some of the darker roads.
Just to be extra, do you have the iconography, or like their symbol of the asps?
I do not, but I promise I'll have that by next time we play.
No worries. And also, do people that don't like them refer to them as asp holes?
I will now.
Yeah, I guess so. Now I guess it's a
Is it-
thing.
Would it be? I didn't know if there's, because I mean, obviously there's a gang presence in the city. I didn't know if people that knew of them would just be like, just a bunch of assholes, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, there probably were people who did that initially, but they're probably 6 feet under right now.
Fair.
I'm gonna cast protection from poison and then continue eating my sandwich, but keep a closer eye.
Okay. She doesn't seem to be. You're watching her. She doesn't seem to be trying to get closer to you or your brothers or sisters. But she definitely is following you as you're moving through the city.
Do you let us know that this stuff could be poisoned?
I will say something in Elvish.
Okay.
You're like, sniff your mutton, cousin.
Okay.
You point
Um,
her out.
Sniff your mutton.
I'll say something back like, if die, revenge death.
Eating.
Oh no.
Do
Do I feel weird? DM? Do I feel like
Nobody feels weird. Yeah.
okay?
Is there
Yeah.
on this main thoroughfare that we're on, do I see any city guard?
Yes.
Walking by one of them, I'll actually just stop, and I'll show just like casual greeting to one of them, whatever's the greeting for the in Oakhart.
Okay.
And I'll show my military rank symbol that I have, and I'll just say to them, we just came into port on business. We have a few individuals following us, if you keep track of. And I make sure my back is to where she was, make like a hand sign of the individual, and just say, would you mind taking care of that? And I'm gonna actually hand him 5 gold.
He looks at the gold and he looks at who you're pointing at, and he gives you the gold back, and he's just like, she's probably just saying if you're gonna cause trouble or not.
Does she have any authority here?
That depends on who you ask.
I'm asking you.
Spray is going to short range telepathy into your head.
Oh, I'm slapping.
He's bought. The guards are bought. It's the ducks.
You see me just like look over at you, but no, I'm asking you. I'll say to the guard.
So
He's
he's
not
they
gonna
ask.
stop.
They ask. They're the gang in charge. No other way to put it.
Understood.
We usually let them go because they keep trouble out of the city. They regulate a lot of things that would normally overrun a city. It's a give and take, and it's a little bit over my pay grade to judge that.
What kind of crime did they commit? That is not worth being pursued.
They smuggle magical weapons, racketeering, artifacts,
Really?
and the only thing they don't condone and they are very violent about is anyone who comes in this town trying to collect slaves.
Noted. And you essentially pay for their protection by letting them do this.
I don't. Some of these
Well,
shopkeepers may.
He meant the
Well,
royal you.
Well, yeah,
The
not you.
outside of yourself, man.
Yeah, not you personal, but collective.
More or less.
Right. I'm gonna turn and walk right up to her.
Brother.
There's
Brother.
a lot of-
Oh,
No,
yeah,
no, no,
I
no,
was-
stop. In
Hold
your head.
on, you're fine.
Quaylith will literally laugh out loud as you
I'll swap.
turn heel and walk towards her.
Resper, were you saying something?
I was just saying, don't.
I'll just walk right
disturb
up
the nest
to her.
of vipers. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine.
Talking to people is perfectly fine.
Oh yeah, I'll walk up to her. I'll look right dead at her, and I'll walk up to her.
If you
Okay.
brush past spray, that amulet is going around your wrist.
Fine.
So you walk up to her, and at this point she's just leaning on a wall, flipping a coin in her hand.
1 second. I gotta pull up an extra note here. Sorry.
I will be 5 steps behind
Let's
and just stay that.
I have to make a
I'll
note.
be 30.
I'll just extend my hand out to her, and I'll just say, Bjarka Merrick, ex-cavalry.
Yarka. My little brother served in your unit in the Tinkerlands.
Oh, what was his name?
Javen.
Javen what? I'm sorry.
Just Javen.
Just Javen. What race is this woman?
She is Remayan.
She is Remayan. Okay.
Actually, I have to double
human?
check that.
Like human or human variant?
Human variant, pretty much, yeah.
Let me. You know what? I'm gonna do this.
The Vulcans of the D&D world. If you
I was in charge of a lot of people, and I was very strict about code. Do you want me to roll to see if I remember him, or do you think I would know of this individual? Especially
you
someone
have
that
to
only
roll.
had. Okay, I wasn't sure if it would be. How prevalent is it that someone doesn't have a last name?
Most lower houses, common houses, they don't use a last name. It's
And
more
in
of
the
a son of, daughter of type thing.
And in the cavalry, is it comprised of like other lower houses or were they mainly foot soldiers where they primarily went? Because I know I'm an exception to that case, but
They were the Tinkerlands in particular was primarily cavalry.
got it. Okay.
And sure, gave you a +1 to your roll there, Bjarka.
19 with the +1.
You do remember him, and if you remember way back when we were discussing your character and what you did in the Tinkerlands, he was a part of that initial. He was a part of that charge down from the Sapphire Mountains.
Yeah,
and he didn't make
I remember
it.
it very well. And is she shaking my hand at this point?
Yes.
I'll bring my other hand over and clasp like her hand, and I'll say, "My condolences for your brother. He was a very strong fighter."
She shrugged her shoulder and says, "He knew the risks, as we all do.
Yes.
But I can't help but wonder why you're back in town."
Here to settle up some old business. Over at the orphanage, really.
Oh, yeah, I heard your father's sick. That's a real shame.
Yes, So, since you've heard about it, do you know what he's actually been sick with? I know that you have. It seems like you're in the know of anything that happens in Oakhart.
She kind of looks at you like, I haven't the foggiest.
Okay, well, that kind of tone. I'm gonna make an insight check.
Okay.
Am I close enough to be overhearing all this and roll as well?
Just an 11.
You can add a D4 to that if it's not enough. But that's
I'll take the D4. Actually, I will roll a D4 because if I get a sick 4, a 15 might be good.
Joe, does
Nope,
that fail?
just a 12.
I failed.
That is gonna fail. But she's like, pretty much. I really don't know. It's, he's never caused us trouble, and we never caused him trouble. So, because of those two facts, I really don't care what happens to him.
That's fair. Well, we don't plan on causing you really any trouble either. So.
Are you sure about that?
Well, I can only really speak for myself. Well, that and Sylvia, she's usually a goodie. As I gesture kind of towards the other gang, the rest of the gaggle of geese standing over there, I gesture towards Sylvia. Sylvia, you definitely see me gesture towards you. Say, she's a goodie. Well, Calder's pretty good too. The others are weird, but
Ray is definitely hiding behind.
How long you in
But-
town for?
to be honest, I'm not quite sure. Basically, to see whatever this is to the end.
Well, if you're willing to do a few favors, we may be able to help you with the orphanage.
Well, depending on the type of work it is, we might be interested. Is there somewhere that I can meet you?
Completely above the table, of course. Oh, no. We'll find you.
All right. Well, whenever you want to, come find me. We're going to be staying at the what was the name of the bar tavern room place that we were just at?
I don't think he gave us one.
Wouldn't we stay at the orphanage anyhow? I'm sure there are rooms for us.
You're the only
That's-
one that still fits in the beds.
Fair.
A spray too.
Yeah. So the the bar you went to was called the Energetic Lamp.
We'll be staying at the Lamp. You know the one. Got the really good geese, the to-go cups.
Oh yes, the to go cups. That they copyrighted that.
Yeah, very well done.
That's what I was saying.
Please tell me
well-
the tankard has a lamp on the side of it.
And like a
Yeah,
little copyright
TS.
symbol.
See, yeah,
Like a
please have
hastily
a TM or
painted
some
lamp.
shit like that.
Yeah,
You can-
there's no
you can tell
copyright
when you-
symbol because there are no copyright laws, but there is definitely it is definitely painted because you're supposed to return it. Because if you return it, you get a discount on your next beer.
And you can tell when it's when it gets cold, like the lamp color changes colors.
Great.
Look, I'll eat the 11 copper to keep the beer cup.
He collects them. Yeah. Whenever you have time, but we'll be staying there. I'll have a room. You can just ask for me.
Very well.
Have a good rest of your day.
You stay safe.
You as well. You cause potentially more trouble than I.
Now, when you
And,
say that, in the split second it takes you to blink, she disappears.
yeah.
That seems normal.
I'm from like across like the way where I'm MC. Everything's fine. I told you.
Raspa's just
Fine.
standing there. Just
Fine, it's fine. Boring conversation, anyways.
We're about to have
That's
company.
Yeah, we're about to have company.
We'll continue on. I'll continue on the way.
All right, so you guys continue to make your way toward the orphanage. The orphanage itself is a walled, more or less a wall, like a medium-sized walled villa. That's the way I've been describing it. As you go through the gates, the guards let you in because they recognize one of you, and it kind of is like a cascade effect because you seem familiar. You're walking through rows and rows of children training militarily, doing drills or doing sparring. So you walk through that courtyard, and then you make it to the main building.
We remember because like we were some of the first kids that did that, but it wasn't enforced though. Right? It was not enforced when we were kids because I trained with Calder specifically.
Right. However, there were dramatic losses to
Things have changed.
Yes. So children were always trained that way because of the whole their past, but it became more enforced after the Giant War.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I
At
mean,
least it's good
that's
discipline.
probably why Sylvia is like knows how to use simple weapons. Like she probably trained, even though she probably needed to be sat in a chair or propped up on something.
You can still stab in a chair. It's fine.
Yeah, just
Yes.
I just imagine her like with her like prototype like braces, just leg braces, just sitting there with like the crossbow, just firing it, and the force just launching her backwards.
Oh, this is something we didn't go over. Yes, so Sylvia is in a wheelchair,
Yes.
and she basically has a super wheelchair that does a lot of stuff. Even has a catapult and an omelet bar, and it gets about 130 channels.
Omelet bar. That's my favorite.
For a second, I thought this omelet bar had actually popped up at one point. I was like, wait a minute, I don't remember this.
Fold out hot tub in the back.
She's actually better
Neon
than
lights.
some-
It's really cool.
than many foot soldiers I know. So
Yeah.
she
You,
holds her own. She is a wet paper bag though when it comes to getting hit. She's always been
Yes.
that way though.
Well, she could deal a hit, but getting hit not so great.
She's never been a fan.
Yes, not a fan of getting hit. That's why she
Um,
keeps shield ready at all times.
Is there like a what was the name? What was the name of the groundskeeper from The Simpsons?
Groundskeeper Willie?
Groundskeeper. Is it what is our version of Groundskeeper Willie? And is it the same guy?
We don't have a groundskeeper Willie.
Damn it.
Damn.
Like I should have made a groundskeeper Willie, but no, I didn't.
Is there
Only
like
if you
a
did the whole
Hour.
dirty Scotch or the enemy of the Scots thing?
so who would be the caretaker? Is there like a other caretaker or like assistant to the guy that basically ran the estate that was like our dad?
They're teachers
Okay.
for both academics, and there are instructors for the more physical aspects of the school. But there is only one caretaker.
In their name?
That's your adopted father. Ariel.
That's him. Okay, got it. Sorry.
Yes. Yes, that is him.
Yes.
Make our way inside. Hey.
Turn that off. Anyway. All right. So you make your way inside. And do you go straight to where do you go? Do you go straight to your room, or do you go straight to your father's room, or were you?
Father's room.
All right. Okay, so you make your way to your father's room, and he is in his bed asleep, and he has attendants around him. They look to be cleaning some type of like sores on his body, and he's definitely looked a lot better.
Was it Sylvia that's good with medicine?
Damn it,
Yes.
Kevin.
She can give a little glance over. Did she get
Now I have
introduce
to go
what's up
get a
with Book
mug.
Pops?
Oh, say that again.
I was like, yeah, Sylvia can look over him and see if she can like just make a quick deduction as to what he's possibly suffering with.
19. That's fat.
19.
Nice roll.
Yes, 19. So it looks like he has desert pox.
Desert pox. Desert pox. Is this something I should know as a D&D player, or is this
No, not
no
something you know as a
original?
D&D player. It's original.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's something that came about after the war in the north, and that's the same war that your parents died in. It's
Yes.
basically an affliction that spread across the desert from that battlefield site, and unfortunately, it has made a bit of a cluster in the city, and Ariel was affected.
Any
Oh.
known cures or anything?
Contagious.
No, it's definitely not from normal. It's magical, but it's not from normal magic. It's from the void, and they call it desert pox because it literally dries you out, and by the end of it, you look like a mummy in a museum.
I guess if how contagious is this? Like, I'm assuming because the attendants are nearby, it's not like skin to skin contact.
Yeah,
But
like, would you have to have been there, go there to contract it?
Pretty much, yes.
So why was he there?
Now, he was there during that war.
Oh, so he's
Yeah.
like, is it kind of like herpes and it just flares up and then you die, or?
I was thinking more just like a cancer that was benign that you didn't know about that became malignant. But I
Right,
like death
so-
herpes, sure.
So, in
Sandy
the beginning,
death
it is
herpes,
not.
you're right.
In the beginning, it's not contagious. It dries you out. It creates these sores, but as these sores dry out and the dust begins to permeate from you, that dust can be breathed in, and then that will cause more cases.
I'm guessing Dad isn't looking too dusty right now, right?
No, he's still juicy.
Reverse
Good.
cobra. Never
Love
sounded
me a
bad.
juicy daddy.
Joe, that is a
Um,
disgusting
God.
disease.
Huh?
That is a disgusting disease. I love it.
That's good. I love that. Sylvia would be like, "Oh, the pox.
The
Oh,
pox.
father." So, wheel a little closer to the bed. Should look
So-
at one of the attendants. How's he feeling today?
Better now that he knows that you're here. He got quite excited and he ended up passing out.
Aww.
That's our dad.
Yeah.
Also remain?
No. He is a gnome.
Oh, even
That
better.
makes it even better.
So, just because I forgot. How long ago were we at? 20 years, right?
Yes.
Since we've been at there? Okay. So he's probably more of a father figure to the oldies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sylvia
better.
doesn't even remember Silas. Like, she's 22. Like, this is her father.
So for me and Quaylet, they're like more of a guiding figure rather than a father figure type of thing.
Yeah, he was the person who actually truly cared about you when your parents passed away.
Gotcha.
So while he will never
Offered
replace
solace.
right, he'll never replace your
Yeah.
parents, but he's probably as close as you could get.
Since they were older, does that make Quaylith groundskeeper Willie?
Yes.
Probably. Actually, I probably did the majority of the groundskeeping while we were here.
It's your affinity for dirt.
Oh shit.
Goes way back.
Bjarka will just ask one of the tenants if they can wake him, or if we just want to hang out until he wakes up. I don't know.
Well, it's up to you.
Wake him up.
Poke him.
The old man will be excited to see us anyway.
Okay, so I guess one of you kind of walks over, and I mean, you have to have gloves on. You have to, and there has to be. Don't you slap him? No.
No,
No.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
So you kind of put some pressure on the bed to kind of wake him up, and he kind of his eyes half open, and then he begins to really smile, and he's just like, "Kids, you came back. I didn't think I'd ever see you all again in the same room."
I mean, after that sea serpent, I didn't think we were going to see it either, Dad.
That's fair.
You look great.
Good to be back.
You know, you never were a good liar, Bjarka, but that's why I love you.
I know.
Wait, you lie?
Poorly.
He tries.
Fair.
Very poorly. And
Tuesday.
Calder, you're looking very spry. Bray,
Hey,
you're here.
it's not been as long. It's good to be back.
And Quaylith and Respa. Respa, how's your sorcerer studies been going? Have you been harnessing your powers like we talked about?
Been progressing quite well.
What the fuck? He knew? I didn't even know. No,
Respa,
I didn't know until the war.
Well, you also thought you were the oldest one too for a while.
yeah.
That's fine.
How much do you really pay attention to Respa? So
Not enough.
Apparently not enough. So, I suppose you're all wondering why I asked you all in particular to come back.
We're your favorites, clearly.
I would hope you'd
Agreed.
just be glad to see us.
we set a very high bar for all the rest of the kids that came after us.
We're very,
Very
buff.
true.
That you certainly
We're
did.
very buff.
So, essentially, all the academies and schools in the kingdom are going back to the old ways, meaning children are begin to train from the age of 10.
Ooh,
And
I'm not long for this world. I maybe have a few more days. The reason why I brought you back is because I'm leaving the orphanage to all of you.
well,
oh shit.
is that a good idea?
I think Sylvia's got a good head on her shoulders. We'll probably be fine.
Okay, that's one.
I appreciate that, brother, but
I don't know how to interact with children at the moment, couldn't be honest.
I mean, if you need me to train kids, I suppose.
Why us?
For one, your parentage will encourage donations to the school. Two, to pay for this school, you're going to have to found your own adventuring company. Because if the bills aren't paid, these shipwrights and these lords, they will eat this place up, and I just can't have that. These kids need a place to stay. No other school will accept them. There's no other choice.
Do you know where in town we could go to find work? Also, how did you get money before?
Oh well, you would know that he is he's a glass master, so he made his fortune
Oh,
by building spyglasses, or pretty basically any type of glass. But once he's gone, that business is just gone.
One of us
I will
really should have
canonically
learned
say
how to
that
do that.
Spray's spyglass is definitely made by him, because Spray has a small spyglass on him. Hooray.
Definitely.
yeah.
I hear a lot of questions, but
Bray,
I
you
don't
are
hear
our
a lot of.
spyglass. Hold you up in the air.
Isn't Spray technically smaller than Silas remembers because he got shrunk?
Yes.
Yes.
Down to 4'7".
Well, I guess what's your thoughts on the asps, Silas?
Silas.
Well, Silas
Not
is my
Silas.
like yeah,
yeah,
I already
no,
You mean
yeah,
Ariel.
sorry, the name. Yeah.
I would say tread carefully. They don't
Oh,
do
they-
anything for. They're not just random gang with just random acts of violence. Whoever their leader is extremely smart, and it shows to their leadership, and even their dumbest members can be dangerous sometimes.
Do they have a code of honor?
Not particularly. They do what they have to do to protect their interests. The main reason why people that they haven't been just completely eradicated is they don't appreciate slavers. And any slaver who comes into this city, we usually find them hanging from something before the day's out.
Do you think they are a necessary evil?
For now. The city has grown so much since even before you all left. And in all honesty, there's not enough guards to patrol this entire city.
Do you personally believe that children of their young age training to be soldiers? Do you believe in that?
Is it training to be soldiers or is it just training?
It's training. It's basic training to know how to protect yourself. And he reminds you of that. That there was a time where all Romea was subject to slavery, and everyone needs to know how to protect themselves, no matter how little they are.
I don't
And it's
necessarily
necessary.
see a problem with that. I see a problem with making children soldiers.
That's
teaching
what
people-
that was what my question was
Yeah,
about.
teaching people just to fight is.
Yeah, I don't care about that. You did that with me, so.
Yeah, right.
Right. I thought if I alluded to something different, no, it's basically what you guys went through.
Yeah.
It's a martial art training.
Is there anyone we should speak with that has the list of the children in the orphanage? I'd like to learn all their names.
Be right
Those records would be with Domingo Oakhart. He'll also have your guild charter.
Can we retcon and say we brought Tristan with us?
I assumed he was with you, but yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good.
Is that elf druid guy with us too?
No, fuck that guy.
I will commend you. I will commend you, Bjarka, because you are consistent on your reckless hatred of that one NPC.
Don't like that guy. Don't trust him. Weird.
No reason either, which is half
Weird.
why Quaylith wants to keep him around, because you don't trust him, and it's hilarious.
Yes.
I don't want that creeper in this room. This is our dad that's dying, for fuck's
Well,
sake.
he's not in the room. He's part of our entourage.
Yeah, but Tristan's right here. This is Tristan Oakhart, by the way. Tristan, say hi. Don't be rude.
Oh, your father was saying that they were looking for you. Off on another one of your wild adventures, are we? And Tristan kind of rolls his eyes, and is like, "Look,
Rolls his eyes
Not-
at him.
he's trying to explain. It's like they're not wild adventures; they are expeditions into the unknown."
Your expedition into the unknown almost got you killed, a bunch of dwarves killed, and our entire ship and crew killed.
You know, for someone who smells like the grave, you do complain a lot.
You watch your mouth. I already punched him out once, so I assume
you
he
want to know what a
respects what I
grave
gotta
smells
say.
like?
He's like, "Look,
I
I don't want any
punched him
trouble. I'm just saying."
Wait, who
Are
did
you
punch
sure?
out?
Guys, not in front of Dad. Not in front of Dad. We'll get him later.
Oh, is it this kid again?
Yeah.
It's Tristan.
Well, yeah, we have Tristan with.
Fuck me, man.
Actually,
Talking shit to Quaylith, right?
Oh, well,
yep.
yeah.
Okay, is there a bathroom around
You know
here?
what? Joe, I'm
Yeah.
going to
Oh,
use my
a locker we can
limited
stuff
range
him in.
telepathy.
Look,
to
I just
intimidate
drank a lot of
Tristan.
to-go mead.
To intimidate Tristan.
Into
Yes,
doing what?
because I am-
What is the goal of your intimidation?
Shut up.
I'll
Okay,
put him
I-
on my
Not
shoulders if it helps.
Disrespect anymore.
Joe contemplates whether he's gonna even make you roll or not.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like he'll just shut up. I don't feel like telepathy isn't even necessary. He's just gonna shut up because Bjarka kind of stands up, and he has a flashback to just getting laid out. So
Play goblin and just
yeah, he's not even gonna fight it.
As you can see, Dad, he's getting more respectful, aren't you, Tristan?
This is where you nod.
He nods.
Poke in the back.
Attaboy.
He's like, "Oh,
There's hope for you yet.
Don't look back.
Well, is there anything that we
forward.
can? What was your favorite dessert when you were young? Dad?
Who are you talking to?
Dad.
Dessert?
Or favorite treat.
A delicious herb-crusted duck.
Herb crusted duck. Respa.
Yes.
I bring you over and I just whisper. I whisper that. Go get one.
I'll be back.
You
I
see,
will.
as Respa ducks out, you see Sylvia's just kind of like she has her thieves' tools out, and you see she's kind of like scratching away at this gold coin, and there's a kind of like a flash of magic, and she kind of like picks it up. She's like, here you go, Dad. I didn't really have anything other than this coin to put it on, but a present for you." And as she hands it over, you see she's used her magical tinkering to give the coin the effect that there's a static image of it, and it's a picture of all the six kids together on it on this gold coin.
Oh, that's pretty cool. You can take inspiration from that. That's nice.
Yes.
Respa's gonna go duck hunting.
Respa's gonna go get that crispy herb duck.
So are you actually going to hunt for duck, or are you just going to go to another tavern?
Tavern that I know sells it. Yeah, no,
No, I
that's
thought you were just gonna like fireball a plane. Just
nah.
You see him outside slinging his belt at ducks.
yeah, just like Pootie Tank, right? Like just whack and just knocking ducks out of the air. Wraps that shit back around.
Exactly.
Zada
Okay.
Tay.
All right. So in the center of the city is a giant tree. That's where the city gets its name from. At the base of that tree is a well-known tavern, and they do sell herb crusted duck, and it's just chunks of duck and garlic sauce served over noodles, with a helping of stewed onions, and that's going to cost you 7 gold pieces and 2 copper pieces.
That sounds really good. Just
Got it.
Joe. What the fuck? Is this kind of stuff you make at your house? Because this is way too specific and tasty sounding, man.
So Respa will get that all together, as best of a to-go if they don't have a to-go box, as well as he can get it, so he can
Can we
sneak it back to
canonize
Father Ariel.
a to-go box now too?
They don't have to-go boxes because styrofoam doesn't exist, but they can put it in a large bread bowl for you.
Perfect.
Yo, Red Bulls are so good.
Yo.
If I'm making people hungry, I'm sorry, but people keep
Yeah,
asking
dude,
food-related
so-
questions,
No, it's
and I have a lot of food-related
That's
answers.
I've had this gumbo in a bread bowl before.
Oh, stop. That's good.
It was real good.
Fucking hungry.
What the fuck?
All right, so you come back with that food. So are you just? He can't really lift his. He could barely lift his hand to grab the coin from Sylvia. So, are you gonna feed him Respa, or what would you like to do?
Yeah, I'll spoon feed him.
Okay, you feed him 1 spoon. You go. Give me a dexterity check.
Oh man,
Handle that
Just straight-
spoon, baby.
come on,
Straight dex
buddy.
check.
Okay,
13.
I think that should be fine. I mean, it was
Fill 'em with a
blank for.
spoon.
It was blank for
It
a
was
while.
blank for a
there. I'm
little
like,
while.
Oh man, are you just gonna dribble food?
Okay. So you're able to you kind of you recognizing you had like he's drying out. He's really delicate. You don't just like jam it in there like a you gently take your time to feed him properly.
no airplane noises.
No
Not
airplane noises.
No boy dragon noises either.
That might set off PTSD, dog. That's no
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah. For this, yeah.
That'd be bad.
I don't know that Respa can replicate that noise, so we're okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you guys
Does he
feed
enjoy
him
it?
and you spend time with him. So after a while, he begins to look a little bit worse for the wear. So the one of the attendants requests that you maybe come back to see him tomorrow. Now, if you want to stay in the orphanage, that's your option. Uh, while the rooms are free, they're in no way extravagant. But if you want to go, find some place that is a little bit more upscale, that's your option as well.
Electric lamps seem kicking.
Yeah, that seems fine with the name.
About how late in the day is it now?
Yeah, what time do we even
Because
get
if there's still daylight, we should probably go see Master Oakhart, the
in?
Greater.
Yeah, we definitely have to stop to Domingo, yeah. Haven't seen him in a
Okay.
long time.
Okay. So Domingo lives. Actually, if you're looking at the screen here, they live here, up in that keep, and you're more than able to go to that keep. So what we will do, however, is we will take a quick break, about 5 minutes. Before we do that, as always, the sounds we're using are from Battle Bards. Currently, what we're using, the cityscapes, those are actually done by Wild Dog Productions. They're amazing. And then there is another song that has not yet been used. That is by Ben Chandler. Big thank you for allowing their pieces and their products to be used, because not everything on Battle Bards can be used on any type of stream. Very appreciative of that. If you want a discount to Battle Bards, go ahead and go down, and we have a discount for you. And even past that, they have many deals and plans that you can access all that stuff. But we will be back in about 5 minutes. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Kiss, kiss.
Bang, bang.
Thank you.
Love that.
Right? We are
use
back,
my
guys.
tankard
Welcome.
for pirates, and I use ceramic cups for Renaissance.
Hello, everyone.
So, jumping right back into it, you guys were making your way to the to Oakhart Manor
Yep.
to speak with Tristan's father and return Tristan.
Before we left, I did want to get something that was notarized about the transfer of. What's it called? That we're essentially the executors of the estate, or whatever the hell it's called, or like the transfer of power of the orphanage. So we have good,
well, your
good
father's asleep.
representation.
Right, your father's asleep, but one of the attendants says that paperwork was sent to Domingo because he's one of the signatures you require for it to be legal.
Perfect. Thank you.
Because essentially you're
Tristan.
transferring property in a city that they have partial ownership of.
All right.
How partial?
Well, it is split between the Admiralty, House Oakhart, and the Elves. Now, technically, the Elves, the Lords of the Silver Keep, they actually have blood claim to this land, but they don't really care. So they mostly stick to the Silver Keep, and because of that, the other two have kind of moved in, and they're the main players in the city. But if you check any records or you check anything like that, it's very clear that the Elves of the Silver Keep and House Caliphate, they are the true rulers of Oakhart, and particularly this island in general.
I'm gonna turn to Calder and whisper in Elvish, "We need to go to Silverkeep."
Agreed.
Well, Tristan, you ready to go see Daddy Dearest? Too bad we're going.
No.
Right
I
arm,
mean, I'll
right
drag
hand on
you.
one shoulder from me, on the other shoulder from Calder. Just
Yeah.
dig in with the thumbs.
Yes, Tristan is very much detained. Very much detained. So, yeah. So this house is not hard to miss. Like I said, going back to that front page, it's that right there. If you get lost, you're probably blind. So you make it there, and
I'd
The
be
fir-
the most familiar, right?
yes. But I need you to give me a perception check with advantage.
Just Bjarka.
Yes, just Biarca in this one for this one.
23.
You said 23? Okay. So with that 23, you notice that the guards that are standing outside the closed doors right now are not normal city guard. They're Falcon guard, and that is that's basically the King's Guard. So they guard nobles.
So
Not-
with my military, okay, so it's guarding nobles. Is that? Do I recall in my time that I was there? Because I was there for probably off and on a decent amount of time because of the cavalry. How common is that?
It's not
And-
very common, but usually when you see this, that means someone who's pretty important is here,
Okay, and if
or
it's
an
the
object
King's
that is
Guard,
important is here.
and since it's the King's Guard, and with my military background, would I be able to make an inference or some kind of check as to like what status of importance would be in this that would require this type of guard?
Sure, go ahead and roll that. Give me
which
I guess that would be insight, right? Yeah.
16.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
16.
Okay, 16. It could be any number of things, but it usually means a part of the royal family is here.
So I'll just turn to the others and say, look sharp. Pretty important individuals here. And I'll point at the Falcon, the Falcon Guard.
I do like that the two elves are probably the dirtiest looking people in here.
I don't. There's no hope. It's really, really in there.
Oh god.
I think we're fine. They've probably seen worse. Like Spray.
Oh, you've got some mutton, right?
Yeah, but I'm
Oh,
smaller.
So, I guess just
We're
because
just like brushing each other off.
just because there's military stuff in regards to this, I guess I'll approach the Falcon Guard first and display my rank symbol and say we're here to see Domingo Oakhart. We are here returning his son Tristan. Isn't that right, Tristan?
Tristan says, I'm being held against my will.
He is.
Very much.
And there's like, oh, Tristan. We've been looking
fact-
for you.
The fact that the not regular guards are aware of him.
Like, it's not kidnapping if we're in your house, returning you, whether you want to be here or not.
One of the the Falcon Guard were like, he has a point.
Guard are just laughing.
Do they let us in?
And they'll let you in, but you can enter, but you have to surrender your weapons.
Sure, standard.
Sure.
No problem.
It
I
might.
like it.
It'll take a minute, but okay.
Wait, are you literally like the Joker from Dark Knight?
I just mostly just forget where I put them.
I have multiple hand axes on me.
Sylvia she clicks the button on her thing. You see like a little slingshot pop out. She like grabs it, puts it down, pulls like a knife out of her like little side sheath, puts that down, like lays down a crossbow, bolts.
The trebuchet detaches off the back.
Just I think that's all her act. Oh yeah, and she turns in her arcane firearm.
Do you think it's still epic that Sylvia is going in with still a weapon?
Oh yeah.
Oh, so yeah, so whoever is still trying to go in with a weapon, please roll stealth.
The joke was that Sylvia is the weapon, but also the wheelchair.
Does the spell casting focus count as a weapon? Because sprays is not a weapon; it's a necklace.
Yeah.
We'll let that slide.
I'll just sigh and put him down.
Yeah. Sylvia's still turning in her spellcasting focus because it literally looks like a gun.
It's a
like a
gun.
wand gun.
It's
Oh
a
right.
Yeah, she's
that
turning
you
hers
definitely
in,
have to turn in. That definitely has to be turned in.
but she's keeping her wood carving tools.
Rapier, longbow,
Oh god.
dagger, dagger.
Measly
Dagger.
little hand-carved shitty dagger from his
Dagger.
parents.
Glaive,
dirt.
battle axe, a couple throwing axes.
Boomerang.
Don't like it.
Man, and I just have a dagger and a quarterstaff. That's it.
A batleth,
Just have a dagger.
phaser.
Get your weight up. All right, so you guys are allowed to enter. The inside is quiet, but for your footsteps. But lining your entry, there are even more guards. There are about 10 more guards inside, standing vigil. You're met by a servant who leads you up to the higher levels. He's taking you to, well, you would know that, Biarca. He's taking you to Domingo Oakhart's office.
I will say, if someone snuck in with a weapon, it would have been a good aliens moment.
What? Do you know what our relationship with me and Domingo would be, given my status?
I mean, you're an officer, but you're not a flag officer.
Fair.
The difference being you're a line officer.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be
NCO,
like
baby.
not NCO, more like a captain than
Okay.
than like a
Than a Sarge.
than
I
like a
meant more
colonel
so
or something
like
like that.
I meant more so like our rapport together.
Roll me a percentile because we never discussed that.
Yeah.
So we'll say anything above 50, you have good rapport. Anything below 50, you have shitty rapport. I'm gonna do this.
93.
Holy mackerels!
It's big boy
Okay,
dice.
so that sounds like you guys have pretty good rapport.
Okay, then I'm gonna do what I was gonna do. As we're walking up the stairs to his office, I'm just gonna yell, Domingo, old friend, I have a surprise for you. Echoing through the chambers. Long hair, don't care.
Okay, so are you gonna walk into his chambers?
Yeah. That's just as we were going up, and
Okay.
I'll still politely knock as always.
After that,
Yeah. After that.
after
Does
that.
the knock knock open?
Yeah. Knock knock. Open.
Oh, you mean the dad open? Dun, dun, and just
Yeah.
open. What are you doing?
Oh yeah.
Like I knocked, son. Like no, you didn't.
Destined to run the orphanage. Destined.
Anyway, okay, so you
wow.
you guys walk in and you see but Domingo sitting in his desk, and in front of his desk, kind of leaning over, you hear the words, "We're not going to hold." And as this person turns around, you know him definitely because you were in the army. It's Prince Tavian III. He's the Grand Marshal of the Remain Army.
Salute. Raw. Just. And then I'll just give my name and rank. And say, a pleasure to meet you in person, sir. I've heard a lot about you. Because I just naturally would have. Forgive our interruption. We're here on... Tristan, get in here! Just shove his ass in.
And as Tristan's ass gets shoved in, Prince Tavian's like, "See, Domingo, I told you he'd turn up eventually." And yes, we know why you're here. Come forward and relax. This isn't a parade. It's a small meeting.
Sorry.
Good, because Tristan's kind of a shit.
We know.
Oh,
That's the
Domingo.
prince saying that.
Domingo, funny story. When I first met Tristan, he was super racist, so I punched him in the face and knocked him unconscious. Can you believe it?
That is less his. You have to forgive him. There is a certain degree of prejudice versus greenskins in the kingdom.
Goes against a dwarf, to be specific.
I'm blue. I'm two. The Tinkerlands aren't that far away.
You're a very green blue though.
It's true.
Respa, what was the name of the guy we're supposed to give the mask to?
More like an aqua.
Elf dude.
Yeah,
That
Yeah,
was
the
the
Elf
Elven
King.
King. Yeah, the Elf King.
King.
Uh,
I'm not gonna bring that up here.
Okay.
keep that in the back pocket.
Oh yeah, well we don't know who we can trust right now, so.
So the prince kind of turns around and Domingo walks forward, and they both kind of sit on the desk and says, "So, am I to understand you're going to take the responsibility of the orphanage?
Of course.
Because if
We
it
are.
doesn't, it reverts to the crown and becomes my responsibility. Which is fine. It's up to you."
Prince will step forward and say, "We can take it off your hands. It's no trouble."
This is my younger brother, Respa.
Older.
We have rapport. Younger.
You guys are both playing for second.
Are you younger or older? I don't have time for this.
It's fine. So, well, here's Tristan back with whatever you want to do with him. And we were told you had some kind of paperwork that was notarized that makes us more official. That would be here.
Yes. There certainly is. So, and the prince takes out the paper, and as you can see, it's already signed by Domingo. That was done before I got here. But it also needs a sign, needs a signature from someone in my family to be valid.
From Domingo's family?
No, from the royal family.
Oh, well, the prince is right there, right?
Yes.
Sir, would you mind?
That depends.
No, Lord.
I'm assuming you said that, or at least relax.
In Elvish,
I'm not gonna.
under my breath.
They can speak Elvish.
I know, but still.
He responds to you in Elvish. I'm not going to extort you. Relax.
I have no idea what he said.
Yeah, if you don't speak, you don't know what he says. But he continues. He starts speaking directly to you, Calder. To pay for this, I was told that you were going to have to start an adventuring company, for which I've already given you the paperwork. Generally, you would have to go to the academy to start an adventuring company, but with the amount of adventuring you all have done, and I also was told by my cousin that you defeated a sea serpent.
Who's your cousin?
It was great.
His cousin is the first mate from the ship.
Just watch Kavinikus' smile fade.
Yeah. We also rescued the captain.
Somebody from the royal family.
Either left that one out.
So what I was going to request respectfully, I really don't want to have to order you to do this. I would require your adventuring company's services.
The purpose of the company, why can't you just hire us outright?
Because I'm a prince and I'm asking nicely.
Yeah, but it's still not a reason.
Is he talking in just Elvish right now, or is he talking in common?
I don't know. Did we switch to common?
Look, sure. I could be like, I'll switch to common with like, no one's challenging your authority, Prince. We just want to know why we have to be a company.
It's up to you.
What's going on?
Well, out of character, to legally adventure in this kingdom, you do have to be an adventuring company.
Yeah. It was more so just a role play of like, what did he say? But
fine.
What's the job?
Now, that's not to say, like, out of character, if you wanted to, like, just go on your own and not do that, that's fine. Mm-hmm. That would just make for instance in roleplay. It's up to you. Like, don't feel like you're forced to do it.
Yeah.
By law, we have to be an adventuring company to do jobs here.
In this country, yes.
Yeah, you all for that?
Of course.
It's care about one way or the other as far as the law is concerned, but
was in a company before.
Make our lives easier, I believe.
Sometimes laws make your life harder.
Yes.
What's the job? Asking the prince.
Well, to be clear, there's been a uptick of children kidnappings in this city.
Oh.
Now, usually when a big city, when children start to be kidnapped and people start going missing, you immediately blame their criminal underbelly. This particular criminal underbelly is violently against slavery, but it's not them. And therein lies the problem. We don't know who it could be. Because the only people who could do this without being caught would side with us on this situation.
I'm assuming the apps are also probably looking into this then.
Do you have a
More
contact?
than likely.
Do you have a
No.
contact in the
Of course
asps?
not.
Insight check. Nice try, guy.
I
Go
would
ahead,
also like to
inside
ask-
him.
I'd also like to ask Joe, would Spray know anyone who's in the asps?
I'm rolling hot. 23.
You may. 23. No, he's serious. He doesn't know anyone in the house.
Damn it!
That was a good roll.
Spray, what did
No.
you say?
Spray might, but Respa also might, because I do have the criminal contact from my background.
And I could find someone.
Yeah. So, and what was your Respa? What was your criminal background? What did you do that was illegal?
So I mostly ran a bunch of street cons, a lot of like shell game type things.
Your card's over here. But really, it's
Oh, those type of things. Okay. So yeah. So
Yeah.
you could have definitely run those in this town, as long as you were paying your dues. If you get my meaning.
Yep.
So you have a contact of the guy that you paid your dues to, and I will
Perfect.
create a random name for him in a moment, or her in a moment.
Excellent.
Don't worry
Would
about
Spray
that.
have this
Does
contact via often scamming with Respa?
You said
I
say
would
one more time, Spray.
Oh, I was just wondering. I was more of a Respa question. If Spray would know about this contact due to often scamming with him, or did Respa keep that private?
So Atomic and I were talking about this. Respa would have been doing some criminal stuff on the side outside of Spray's knowledge. So I feel like this contact would be not quite in Spray's wheelhouse.
Not spray adjacent.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Not Spray adjacent. Jesus.
There's a lot of things that aren't spray adjacent. He's just so
Respa, is that
Like the bar counter.
is that person?
art
just out
counter.
of curiosity, is that person in relation to your other thing, or the other thing we talked about? The guy.
Not that guy, no.
Okay, got it.
The other guy.
What guy?
The other guy.
We're twins. Twin thing.
Again, just like that
The
doesn't answer the
reason-
question.
So the prince continues. The reason why I'm asking you to do it is because this investigation being solved by a gang of thieves looks bad on the kingdom.
Got it.
So I'm not asking you to not work with the S. If that's the route you want to take, it's none of my business. As long as you give me results.
gotta
However,
care more
you
than
have
just
to
the-
you have to make sure you're the ones who get credit.
Sure.
Shouldn't it just be the safety of the children?
Of course, but you have to understand the optics.
must
on
be
this.
kept.
It's not as simple
Um,
as just save the children. It matters who saves the children as well.
Yarka
Side
looks
out
like
of character
Calder.
note. As I said out of character note, anytime like a job comes up, if we're gonna turn it down, Sophie's gonna be like, "But think of the children."
Oh my god. Yarka just turns to Calder and just says, "Politics."
I think it's trying to stem a larger argument.
Yeah. Politics.
If
Out of respect for you, brother.
if I may, when you were talking about the children disappearing in the asps not being likely targets and them looking into it, is it possible that something more sinister and magic might be going on? In my studies, I've learned about plenty of, not to stereotype, different creatures, but plenty of, we'll say, fae types that like to spirit away small children.
I wouldn't rule it out. There's no telling. The Divine Isles is a very magic heavy area, and there's all manner of evil or fey spawn creature that could cause trouble. Generally, they're on the fey. When it comes to the fey, the elves keep that in check, but no one's perfect and things slip through the cracks. That may be the case, but this is why I would respectfully ask for your assistance on this. It really would mean a lot.
Because you don't want the apps to get political sway.
The Calder.
Exactly.
Think of the children.
Well, I am, which is why I don't think it matters who saves them or not. But just
It would be
maybe
better job.
something to think about that you could take away the fangs of the asps, the fangs, if you acknowledge that they have fangs and use that to your advantage.
I do agree with Spray though. Our first official job, and
Agree.
It has some rep with it.
Yes.
yeah, I mean, you know, it established us, and plus, you know, the asps may be competent, but I trust us more than I trust them.
I mean
Agreed.
that I will agree with that no matter who the them is that we're talking about. So
I do have an idea too.
Oh no.
well,
Oh no.
this could go either way. Spill it.
The prince doesn't need to know any details of the plan because he doesn't need that connection.
Plausible deniability.
Plausible deniability.
Your Majesty, my
Wouldn't have said
liege,
it
whatever.
better.
I don't know what the words are.
For a prince,
Yeah,
it would be your majesty, I believe. Yeah.
we'll go with that.
Yeah, I only addressed him as like sir because of the military.
Yeah, see, yeah, you're in a
It might have been
different
a
thing,
faux
and that is proper when you have a rank to speak that way. So yeah, you're right.
I'm trying to look at it from the he's also to me foreign nobility. So it's like, what do I use again? We'll go with Majesty.
All right, Respa. You want to take the lead?
Where do we sign?
Who's gonna Hancock it?
Oh,
Peter,
that
you're
is a question.
hurting
Who
me,
is going to
Hancock.
Hancock it?
Do we all need to sign it?
I would say yes. I would.
It's shared
Yes.
ownership.
So you would all be equal leaders in this company. You could hire more out of character. You could hire NPCs. It would be yours to run.
We need money.
Cool investment.
Paid big
All
for
right,
the
so we'll
first job.
sign whatever documentation the prince needs and head out.
Wait, you're kind of right. How would we make a down payment on this?
Ariel made the down payment for you.
Well, thank you.
Damn, what a guy.
It's a good.
What a man!
That's
What a
bad.
man! What a man!
Oh,
What a
also,
fine
and
thing.
last time I did this, it really did backfire. But you do have to think of a name for the invention company.
Oh no.
He's
Branding.
now that could be something you guys can think of. We
Let's
could
sleep on that.
I was gonna
we
say
could make a poll for the people who are watching. It's up to you how you guys
the
want to handle it.
orphan makers.
You know,
Jesus.
last time you named something through a poll, it did not go how anybody but Walrus wanted. So,
You get butt chuggers out of that.
yeah, be the family butt chuggers. Do it that way.
no.
We're not going to do that. We're not. Butt chuggers is not an option.
I will. That is what he thinks. No.
It's not
Yeah, we'll think
canon
about it.
here, so.
Yeah, we'll think about it.
Can't be as bad as Debauchery Tea Party.
They're legends now.
God,
Like
I love
statues
and
and
hate
shit.
that. Oh, Jesus.
And eventually, I want to use this game to address your character floating through the void.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're gonna tie that loose end eventually in this game.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Joe.
So, do we want to head out?
Right. So, so he signs the paper and he puts his seal on it. You all sign it, and obviously Domingo's already signed it. I guess you guys said you're gonna sleep on the name. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right, so it's pretty much all official. So it's all on you now.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so you guys leave. Is there anything else you want to discuss with either Domingo or the prince?
It could be good to ask him if any other detectives have worked on this so that we could get a lead. We literally have no lead.
Yes. Domingo, did you have any other law enforcement contacts that we could reach out to?
Actually, this was recently brought to my attention, so as of right now, no. But I would speak to people around town. Maybe you could get they would have a better gauge on what's going on. Not everyone tells the guards what's happening.
Noted.
Do you happen to know when the most recent reported child disappeared? Like, would you happen to know like where they lived, contact from them, anything?
Good
Yeah.
question.
The prince responds 2 days ago.
Now, are they congregated in a certain area? Or is it just random around the city?
It's random around the city.
Any signs left over?
Well, we could, hit the ground and figure that out ourselves. If we figure out, the
If
most
he
recent
knows
child.
already, though, it saves us time.
True. Don't want anyone else to go missing if we can prevent it.
Asking higher ups is definitely better.
There has been a fair amount of slime and seaweed has been found in certain places.
Turns
Slime,
to spray.
seaweed.
He just rolls their chair around and looks over and spray.
Can't say I
Hmm.
don't have a
How
clue,
many
but-
children missing have gone? How many children have gone missing total?
73.
Oh Lord!
Jesus.
And you just found out. All right, never mind.
No, if they found out, they just didn't want to work with the asps.
Any
Shut up,
children?
Calder, stop figuring shit out.
Any
Look,
Any children? Do you know who was the last child taken? Any name?
Yes, it was a commoner from the Alchemist district. It was a halfling girl.
Has it mostly been commoners, or both commoners and the gentry?
Mostly commoners.
Mostly.
But not all. Okay. Well, the
Any-
city's mostly commoners if you really break it down, but
Any nobility?
don't care about the statistics.
No,
listen, sometimes you just have
I care. I care.
not just no nobility so far, but there has been children of officers have been taken.
All right. Did you happen to have the addresses of the? You don't have to actually give it to us, but you can say if he has them or not. The addresses of the most recent.
That said, if
Victim.
Joe numberizes the addresses
Yeah,
for it.
I demand a physical address plus description of building. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, dock the
Um,
remaining citizens.
Unit 12B.
Yes, he says
312 Dock
he says
Street.
go to the red house in the Alchemist district, just above a tavern named the Yawning Vulture.
Oh, the one on Viner Street. Sure, no problem.
Yeah, the one next to that omelet bar.
Got it.
Ooh, an omelet.
Yeah, let's head out because that's like, what's the population of Oakhart as just casually because we're leaving right now?
A little bit over 2 million,
Oh Lord.
Okay.
but that tends to fluctuate because you have to count the sailors going in and out. But yes, at its peak is around 2 million.
Let's see. Are any of you good at the like interrogation methods? Insight, persuasion,
I
intimidation.
can certainly get something out of somebody if
I'm-
it needs
I'm-
done.
I am intimidating and persuasion persuasive.
Yeah, spray's
But
very intimidating.
I am
very
not
good.
insightful. That's somebody else's job
I'm
to
not
pay
ins-
attention.
I can investigate like nobody else, but if it's
Let
coming
me-
to reading people, I'll leave it to you guys.
Yeah, let me
Yeah,
introduce
spray
you
has
to
a plus
Tell
1 to
and me.
intimidation, which is nice.
Tell and me.
Love it. I'm not amazing at it, but I am at least decent on picking up tells.
I have a pretty decent insight.
Yeah, I mean, I
I-
think tell and me
I
is a
got
great way to
more.
do insight.
It's much better than just regular insight.
It's a strength insight as
Yeah.
opposed to
Oh,
wisdom.
we gotta hydrate, ladies and gentlemen.
Hydrate,
Oh.
hydrate. Hydration brought to you by the energetic lamp. Open 7 days a week.
Half off on potato skins.
Try the mutton. Remember to tip your server.
The lights never go off. You'll always feel at home.
Also, those of you watching, keep in mind that you can use channel points to influence rolls by
Only the
+1 or
DM's
-1.
rolls. And only
Oh
on
no, it's
minuses
everyone's
for the
rolls.
DM. No.
No,
Yeah.
Sav used them to save you a couple of times. It's everyone's rolls.
No.
But we like you more if you minus the DM and plus us.
We have a certain je ne sais quoi. What can I say?
Yeah.
Yeah, Genoese cake.
Genoese
Ooh.
cake. As Joe would say, it is the cake.
It is the cake.
It is the
cake.
cake.
Actually, the Hez Druid did give you a +1 to a roll for Biarca.
Earlier.
You got that right?
Yeah, earlier.
Oh, on my
Yeah.
insight?
Yeah.
No, it was a
That would
history.
have made it a 24.
No, that was back the 11 and the 8 history.
Oh, I was
Feels
I
like
still
forever
think you
ago.
passed. Waller's been rolling nothing but like 18s all night.
Yeah,
And
Waller's been
fire.
rolling gas. Yeah, shame
my-
if he
my good,
crit.
in my good shit too. Abe, if I get a crisp 25, it's gonna be hard to hide something. Just saying, everybody out there.
You're just gonna
All
see
right.
his mic fly in the air as he flips
So-
his desk in celebration.
So at this point, it's starting to get towards night. Are you guys going to investigate tonight, or are you going to wait till the morning?
Oh, tonight. Oh
Tomorrow.
yeah.
Wait, we're doing tonight?
Let's
Oh, all right. Tonight.
73 kids.
I'm just gonna throw this out there.
That's
Remember last time we investigated at night? You kept yelling at me
And you
about
forgot-
why are we doing this at night in a graveyard and why is there dirt in your boots? I just don't want to
Not
hear it
going in a
again.
graveyard this time.
As long as we don't go to
Yeah,
a
he did find
graveyard.
out- He was right
you're
about
fine.
the graveyard.
Like-
It was a pretty shitty graveyard.
But it was the right
It
place
should-
to go, so I don't know why they're still complaining.
He did try to
Oh,
eat
look, I
people.
think you're both right.
That's fair.
Very true. Respa.
Probably go
Yeah.
at night.
Where should we? Maybe we should we split up just for trying to cover some ground, or
Are you saying that we should split up and look for clues?
well, I think
Well-
Sylvia should probably go toward the crime scene. Her eyes are keener than anyone's.
It even says in her in her personality traits, there's nothing I love more than a good mystery. So she's all about this.
Split up,
So we
gang.
change into a
Wait,
whole
wait.
Sherlock outfit.
Wait, is your wheelchair named the Mystery Machine?
It should be. It
No,
should
it's,
be.
it's look,
Hey
it's the
guys,
machine
You'll
of
be
mystery.
wearing a turtleneck.
right?
adventure.
Look, it's got to be the machine of mystery
Oh
for
my God.
copyright reasons.
The Machine
yeah,
of
that's
Mystery.
right.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did not buy the rights
You want the
or
Aladdin
permission for the
electric
mystery machine, so I'm gonna
lamp
need you guys not to say that again.
Our guild would just be Investigation Incorporated.
Investigation.
Don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare. I swear to God.
Look, it's the corporation that investigates. Obviously,
Mystery
it's different.
code.
Yeah.
So who wants to go with?
Investigations
Well,
LLC.
I think we can all agree on this.
Who wants
Well,
to go?
because they
With,
were Mystery Inc., so we'll just be Investigation Inc. Or
Vanderbilt.
so who wants to go with Sylvia? to the
Vanderbilt
crime scene?
Investigations.
Yeah.
Where did
If you're
Vanderbilt come
interested-
from? Who's Vanderbilt? I don't know. Sounded good at the time.
Mind
We
your
should
business.
split
All
up.
right. Oh, Biarca, what were you saying? I apologize.
I said who wants to go with Sylvia to the crime scene?
There's 73 crime scenes.
No, the most
The
most
most recent one, Jesus.
we said this.
Well,
I
Red House,
am
Alchemist
very
Sister.
much not investigatory. So
Well, you're a. I was gonna say good people person. You can be a good people person. Just someone to, if I mean, we're going to go see a family about their missing children, someone with a bit of tact will be.
I do have
appreciate
tact.
it.
I have a surprising amount of tact.
Yeah, I think come with me, Quailith. Well,
Okay, let's go.
you'll
would
soothe
like
over
to-
any questions I have that might poke the bear.
I would like to get a
Gonna
look
go
at
bad.
the seaweed. So
Yes,
I'll
yeah,
yeah.
definitely should bring spray too.
I'll stick with Respa. Calder, you want to come with us for even numbers, or
absolutely.
all right?
But it should be enough to
Okay.
not spook anyone. So
Good
I don't
hunting,
spook
brother.
people. Okay.
Just flex it hard.
The horse spooks more people, or the dude who carries a lance into a bar.
Oh, I never picked up on that. My bad.
I like it. I'm just saying.
All right.
Uh,
Okay. So
Usually
who
depends
is
on the
going to the
crowd.
crime scene? Who's going to the crime scene?
that's Spray,
Sorry, we all raised
Quailith,
our hands but said nothing.
and Sylvia. Spray, Quailith, Sylvia.
All right.
The twins
It's funny.
and Calder.
we're gonna go
Okay. So
make
Spray,
contact.
Paint
Quailith,
the town
and Sylvia.
red. Oh wait,
Correct.
Yes.
All right. And who's going? Where are the rest of you going?
We're gonna go try and meet up with my contact in the Asps and see what pavement we can hit.
In the streets.
That'll be Respa, Alder, and Biarka.
Yarka.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
should we dishevel Biarka a little bit? It's kind of shiny.
It'll be fine. Actually, Calder,
Would you like to borrow some dirt?
no. I've had to do this with Respa before. We will be his bodyguards. It helps with the front,
But,
aka the bullshit.
But I'm mouthy.
We don't say.
fine.
I don't know if we're going to say anything. I should not. I will.
I just kind of give you this face.
Maybe you'll wait outside.
I promise not to say anything about the prince.
But what about the children? Right?
Think of the children.
Think of the
I will
children.
say something about not children.
We'll make it work.
Biarka's that undercover cop that everybody always knows is a cop, and it's the first thing they always say is, "You're a cop."
Ex-cop.
Let me
You
show
know,
you
you have
my,
to tell me if you're a cop.
let me show you my X badge.
Would I be here if I was a cop?
Still shiny.
So Joe, do you want to do are you doing the crime scene first, or are you doing the poop scoot riot?
Jesus. We are. We are not doing the. We're not going to call it the poop scoop riot, or maybe we will. We're going to do crime scene first.
Poop scoot riot is, I think.
That could be our name.
Yeah. That could be our name.
No, please, God, no.
Poop scoot riot.
Riot!
Throw
For the record, I
back a
probably-
bag of shit.
I would use prestidigitation to dishevel both of you just a little.
Fair.
Not a lot, but just
Can you
a little.
really dishevel Calder
I would-
more?
Well, so I actually keep my shit rather clean, so I like to think that that Respa just makes my hair go.
Just
Just-
Super Saiyan, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a good
just
look
like-
for it. You should keep that look. It actually is. It's interesting.
Don't touch me.
Don't do it. I won't tell him you did it.
Go ahead whenever you're ready, Joe. We're just fucking
Okay.
role playing to fuck around.
I know. Keep going.
Oh, yeah, don't touch me.
Hit him with a.
Don't have to touch.
Oh,
All right.
Biarka feels a
Yeah,
strong
just
wind.
a little dingy.
I don't know what happened.
Joe, you accidentally spoilered
I
on
know.
stream.
A strong
What?
wind just.
I saw nothing.
feeling. I'm so glad I didn't say what I wanted to say because
I saw nothing.
I don't
Nudge,
watch the
nudge.
stream while we play.
Wink, wink.
I genuinely stared deep into Walrus's eyes,
Oh
Poop
Lord.
scoot riot.
and then watch him get into fear as I antagonize a prince.
It's like because there's nothing I can really do. Because it's like
And they get yelled
it's
at
military.
They get yelled at by the DM.
It's the problem of being from a completely different society.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah,
100%.
he's nobility to this
Them.
place.
Yeah.
It's like, how much deference do you give to, the president of another country?
It's also like I think
Okay.
like Quaylith picked up on it real quick because of the Queen thing that you're working with, where I worked with multiple decentralized tribes.
Yeah.
Like
What was your cryptocurrency?
Walrus.
Walrus coin?
Walrus
Yeah,
coins.
Walrus coin.
Walrus bits.
The tusks are out of control.
Oh Lord. Okay, so you guys arrived at the crime scene. Like I mentioned before, it's a red house just below that tavern. You can hear the raucous sounds of the tavern inside. People fighting, people
Yawning
screaming,
vulture.
people cheering. The yawning vulture. So the house itself is dark. So how do you guys want to proceed?
Is the house have external entry or entry through the bar? Since
It
it's
has
above
external
the bar.
it has
Okay.
external entry. There's a stairway on the corner that you can walk up of.
so I'm just gonna tap her beacon stone to make the chair float a little bit and start kind of going up the steps.
I want to stealth ahead.
I would like to say that I probably took my amulet back from Biarka, so I'm gonna pass that on to Quaylith, because he might
Oh.
need that.
Totally forgot to mention this. Sylvia would have handed off because I forget what happened to the other sending conch that she made, but she probably would have passed it over.
Quaylith had it.
Quaylith had it.
Did I?
All right. Well, someone in the other group should probably have it. So like maybe pass it over to like Respa or Biarka or Cald or just whoever.
Oh, it'd be really funny if the two elves have them.
Actually, that might be really beneficial because
Yeah.
of
Talking in-
language.
Talking in
giant
giant to each other.
might be actually relevant.
Yeah.
What'd they say? There's a lot of blood. I don't know what to tell you.
I was gonna say, we've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Yeah. Sylvia would have passed hers off to the other party, so that way Quaylith and
Yeah, you take it, caller.
Okay, so you guys stealth in, and what did you roll?
I rolled a 16.
Okay, so you're able to sneak in, and once you sneak in, the place is pitch black. Are you an elf?
I am an elf. I have 60-foot dark vision.
Okay, so inside you see.
And
Actually, give me.
10-foot blind sight.
Do you want to walk in, or do you want to scan before you walk in?
I will crack the door and scan in with a 12 perception roll.
Okay, so you.
Or sorry, 14.
Okay, so as you scan in, you see basically a ram-backed house. It's overturned. There's tattered, tattered curtains, tattered sheets, ripped up pillow fluff, and goose down everywhere. What you do spy though are, it looks as though vines were growing in the wall of this place, but they look snapped off and dead.
Which wall? The street wall or like the back wall?
The back wall.
The back wall.
Do you see anything in there, brother?
It doesn't. I don't hear anything that would be movement or anything like that. Like it is empty.
Correct.
Okay. I will motion for them to come
Alright.
up and
Yep.
slip inside.
Okay.
All right.
Stealth check.
All right.
Yeah.
go
Do we
ahead.
need to be stealthy with this, Joe?
It's up to you.
Wait, I don't
Go
have
ahead.
heavy armor. What?
You do now, motherfucker.
I have medium armor. Oh well. All right.
Okay. So with the stealth, with that stealth check, Spray, your very dainty frame is able to scuttle inside without being seen.
Alright, wonderful.
Sylvia's got a floating wheelchair that just went upstairs. I can't imagine it's very stealthy. Just
Rams into the door frame as she's coming through. It's very much not ADA compliant, for sure.
Very, very much so.
they will hear from our guild rep. Well, she can see in the dark. I think all of us can see in the dark, but
Spray can't, actually.
oh, but
You
you
don't
can't
have
see in
dark
the
vision?
dark.
Okay.
I don't think.
So-
believe Verdun have dark
So
vision.
can you see in this dark, Spray?
Not to my. No, I don't believe Verdun have dark vision.
Okay.
So
So
Yeah,
from now
I'll
on,
check
if you
that.
make another stealth check or any type of search, you're gonna have to take that with disadvantage.
Oops,
Right.
sorry. Keep meaning to close the spell, not cast it. Sylvia's like, I have a torch if you need it, brother.
that's not very stealthy, though, is it?
I mean, we're already inside the house. What are they gonna do?
Watch the door for a minute, and let me do a quick scan inside.
I'll watch the door. I can see
We-
outside just fine.
We might be able to find blankets or something to cover the window so light wouldn't show out as much. But we really don't want to make it obvious that there's people inside for
Of course. I mean,
long.
well, while you look for that, I'll just do an initial look through of the scene, see if there's anything that jumps out at me.
Alright, Spray will stay at the door.
And I'll mention the vines that I saw towards the back.
Okay.
Mm.
Seems
All right. So
like
you
they
guys
could be
you guys are entering. Is anyone searching anymore?
Yes, Sylvia would like to investigate. Just sort of, kind of rummage through the place. Check out the vines that Quaylith mentioned as well.
Okay. So describe like. Never mind. Anyone
No,
else?
wait, no. I'm using my inspiration. I'm re-rolling it. There we go.
There you go.
All right. I was like, anyone else? So with that 17, so describe to me what you're doing. I just need to.
So the place is ransacked. So Sylvia is just gonna kind of go around. I guess sort of like, investigate like the points of like where like anything that's broken, like anything that's on the floor, overturn things, like see if there's stuff hidden underneath there. Look for signs of either like a magic discharge, either like burns or any sort of arcane like bullshit left behind.
Okay.
Finding stuff that's like seems out of place, kind of like the vines mentioned. Any sign of blood, struggle, etc.
Okay.
Anything's left behind, like like a dragon scale or something like that. Like, ooh,
Okay. So with that 17, you don't see any blood, or aside from the fact the place is overturned, you don't see struggle. It seems like the state of the room is more likely due to the child's parents looking for him, trying to find clues. Looking at the vines, though, give me a Arcana check.
ooh, all right. Ugh, these rolls. It's an 11.
when you're looking at the vines, uh, they seem out of place. As you were coming in, you didn't see much foliage around the building, and it just seems like this is randomly growing out of the wall.
Trying to see if she has any magic she can do. No, all of hers involve explosions. I mean, she could, whatchamaface it, she can, here's an idea. Yeah, she's gonna pull out her wood carver's tools, and she's just gonna kind of like look around inside. She's like, brothers, do you think we have, how much time do you think we have here?
I mean, as long as we've got cover of
We-
darkness, we can probably push
can-
our budget.
We can give you whatever time you need.
Give me, I'm trying to figure out if I should do this in a minute or 11 minutes.
Oh, you have time.
Okay.
We'll make
Just-
sure of it.
I appreciate it. I'll just be over here checking this. Just let me know, and I can try to hurry it up. She's going to try to ritually cast Identify using her woodcarver's tools on the vines, just to see if she can find out anything about them. If it was created by a spell, and if it was created by a spell, learning what spell made it.
Okay.
Man, you can do a lot more with Identify than I thought you could. Holy shit.
Damn, that's
It's like a
good spell.
metric.
Okay, so yeah, so with that, you're able to identify this particular wood as poison wood, common in swamps and wet, or it's got, yeah, it's it's more common in wet areas. It makes sense that it'd be around here since you're in a coastal region.
Was it created here by a spell? Like plant growth or something?
There definitely is some type of magic to this.
Okay.
It says that it's long since dissipated, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've got good news and confusing news. The good news is this wasn't a complete waste of time. The confusing news is this is poison wood. Definitely got here somehow by magic, but I don't know what exactly caused it. Or
We've got poison wood that's here by magic, and there's slime and seaweed, and there's a possibility of a fey connection in some way.
I mean, that was
I don't
I-
like it.
I mean, my mind always, not to be prejudiced, but whenever children start disappearing, I always, if it's not slavers, it's usually the Fae. They're just so tricky.
Even for them, I mean, for fairy folk, that's a lot of kids.
As a half Eladrin, I will say you're not wrong.
Yeah. I'm curious though, like for the presence of plants. Like, are there any sort of, I guess, more druidic? Oh, I mean, I guess the Fae and druids almost, a lot of them kind of go hand in hand, what with the wilds
Right.
and all that.
What
Are
what we
either
need
of
is someone really good with nature. Where did we leave that elf druid?
Done. I was going to say, Spray. I know you know sea stuff, but this is more coastal. Have you had any experience? I know your patrons all, seaweed and stuff. I think.
No, seaweed and stuff.
Seaweed
I-
and tentacles.
I can't. This seems like a more land plant. I mean,
Mhm.
I was hoping for something more oceanic, but I might assume that because you say these plants were grown by magic, perhaps the seaweed was also grown by magic.
So I'm thinking. But to what
Yeah.
ends? Do I does Sylvia know of any like the practical applications of poison wood?
Uh, poison. Generally, it's
Okay.
also it's more it's less of a practical application and more of something you would want to avoid when you go into an area that has it. More of a
So
it's like a recognized thing.
is the poison like does it secrete it from the bark? Is it like kind of like a poison ivy or poison oak in that regard? Like what type of poison are we talking here?
It's like poison ivy, so it's more of a you touch it, you get poison, and also the sap is extremely poisonous. It's a black sap tree.
Thank God. Thank God. She's like, it's like the gods. I'm immune to poison for some reason.
Oh, imagine arrows made out of this. That would be really dangerous. I was gonna say awesome, but I'll say dangerous.
I guess this also means I could probably just drink this sap and actually be able to enjoy it if it has a good taste to it. Without
You're
any.
very strange, Sylvia.
Listen. There's mysteries afoot.
Now that's coming from me.
Do you drink the poison sap?
No, she's not going to.
Well, I know you're working the dead mostly, brother, but you know your idea there is not too bad. A little poison is handy for a few things in the world of the living.
Well, if I had a sample thing, maybe we could take some with us. I have a knife if anyone has a jar to put it in.
Yeah, so I was actually just looking through my inventory to see what kind of nonsense I have.
I have a dagger.
No one has empty vials.
No.
I have very generic adventuring gear.
I could probably take the small chunk at least of the wood and keep it in a belt pouch for later study.
We're in the alchemist district. I bet we could probably procure some glass vials. Hey, Spray.
Right?
Why don't you go see if there's a shop either open or open that we could get a couple glass vials from.
I could do. Make sure you watch the door, though.
Oh, aye. Oh, you're rubbing off on me. I said I
Sorry.
just know.
Okay, Spray will scamper off down the street in search of glassware.
Okay.
But Sylvia, I'm gonna make a call, and I'll...
So it's later at night. You're not seeing...
Calder, come in, Calder.
One second, Quayleth. 1 second. It's later at night, and you're not seeing many alchemists open. However, there is a street alchemist that seems to be packing up. And you think maybe if you get there in time, you might be able to buy one of their empty vials.
All right, that'll be the gambit then.
Okay, so this this elf woman kind of turns around and is like, we're closed.
Okay, I know that, but this is really important. Could I just buy a glass vial of you real quick? 5 gold pieces, just need it real fast.
Now this is, why do you need why are you willing to pay 5 gold pieces for a 2 copper piece glass?
Because you're closing. I don't.
Yeah, but what do you need it for?
What do I need it for? I need to take a sample.
Sample of what?
And Spray holds up his little necklace that is a vial of seawater, and he says, "I've got to get me some of this remain seawater to take with me. I collect it, you know."
Give me a deception check.
Quick thinking, though, I will say that.
I will give you that.
All right, and that is all right, there's a 14.
Not
Even with a
bad. Just a
big old
shopkeep.
That's fair. That's fair. It's a good roll. I just expect more with +7.
Yeah.
Fair.
So, okay. Let me see what I can find for you.
Thank you, man.
And she pulls out a glass vial, and she says,
Bunny just turned that into a 15.
"You just had
Yeah,
you can keep." Oh, someone turned that into a 15.
Nice.
Heyo.
Thank
so much.
All right, so with that 15, she gives you the vial and says, "Just give me a silver piece. 5 gold pieces is way too much. You need to be more careful with your money. Someone could really take advantage of you."
Yeah, you're probably right. Sorry, I just got here and I need some of this. Sorry. Have yourself a wonderful evening. And I will hand her 1 silver.
Okay. So put that on your sheet, and I'm assuming you're heading back.
Yep, you're gonna scamper right on back to my brother and sister and deliver the goods.
All right. So we are going to move over to Respa, Calder, and Biarca.
Also, Joe, I should probably duck out now to head to bed. I just wanted to stick around for that first part, but
No problem.
your boy
Yeah,
needs
Robert.
at least 4 hours.
Have a good one, dude.
Have a
You
good
guys
night,
great.
guys.
Thanks for playing.
Having you.
I'll see you in 2 weeks, and I'll hopefully see Joe this next Saturday.
So many checks. That's a whole other conversation. We'll give.
Yeah,
Eh,
yeah. You can tell them all about that later. All right, have a great night, guys.
See ya.
Do it for the children.
Think of the children.
I'm gonna AFK for a minute while you do this.
Eh.
All right. Okay. So Respa, you
Yes.
you had that. Obviously, that contact was how long ago? When's the last time you worked for them? Oh, he left. Crap.
Our cameras are all fucked.
Ah.
Oh my
Maybe we
god.
can take a quick break.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break.
Be right back.
That drives me insane.
Hit an ad roll.
You said what?
I said hit an ad roll. If you can.
You said ad roll?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Marshall.
Make an ad go on your channel so people coming in don't have to deal with it.
Oh,
So if
right,
we're
right,
fixing
right.
it right now, have an ad go on and then so on and so forth.
IQ 200, Carl.
Just marketing degree.
Oh Lord.
A good flex I enjoy.
I'm very excited to see what goes on with the Three Stooges.
First off, how dare you, sir?
Hey, nice job passing that deception check. That was good.
Thank you. Yeah, no.
That was quick. That was quick
Right.
thinking.
We're gonna take a quick
I was like,
break.
fuck. Why would I want a fucking vial?
This is
All right, I've
ridiculous.
got cool.
Oh my god.
I was
Screen
either
went
that
down.
or I thought you were gonna say pee.
That was option 2. Is I need to piss.
Your
I thought I'd
stream
get
is still
told
up.
to just go in the
Okay.
alleyway.
Yeah.
Trying to fix it. Oh god, this is crazy. I'm not gonna be able to do this in 2 minutes.
In 2 minutes.
Too much time on my hands.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a very quick break. We're gonna stop the stream. We'll be right back. I do apologize.
Oh goodness, I
No
can
way.
see what's going on the stream. Oh
Alright.
no.